Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra December 3, 2022. Today's Mercury-Neptune aspect can be behind misjudgments, whether of money, time, or energy. It's hard to be objective just for the time being. Creative activities may energize you, but real-life drama can be draining now. People could be misconstruing not only what's said, but what might be implied. The need for some mental refreshment becomes clear. However, a Venus-Saturn transit reminds you of the appeal of certain simpler activities. Simplifying rather than branching out or innovating seems to be the best approach with this influence. You can make some nice progress around the home or with family, and you more clearly appreciate the practical value of material things, focusing on those that are most useful or that will grow in value and importance. As we dance into a new month, the cosmos is whipping up a bitterly cold blizzard. Mental Mercury is presently spinning in your solar sector of finances and will cross into a square with the mysterious and poisonous Neptune. For years, you've experienced the mesmerizing effect of Neptune in your solar sector of true love and passion, which brings wondrous beauty when aligned positively with other planets. Yet, significant conflict around money, romance, or even children may manifest today, so it would be best not to bust out your famous bravado. Instead, don't jump to conclusions, and don't rock the boat. Try to avoid financial conflict. There is potential to commit to an investment or financial opportunity when Venus in Sagittarius opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini. Although Venus is ready to encourage you to take a leap of faith for personal gain, Mars retrograde suggests that something has to come out in negotiations. Instead of becoming frustrated with where you are currently at in your money matters, this opposition can be a positive reminder to play around with your options to enhance your chance for abundance. Do not be afraid to adjust your financial strategy. After clashing with Venus in your income sector yesterday and Mercury there a day earlier, Mars is likely to be even more energized as he heads into his last full month in retrograde motion in your financial sector. There is nothing that the warrior planet of the cosmos likes better than a bit of financial tension, something that is helping to fire up your financial passions and fighting spirit. The day's planetary aspect is best summed up with the image of Cupid, except that the recipient of all your ardor will probably be yourself. Doing what you need to do to nurture yourself properly is what this aspect is all about. Once acknowledged, you usually have no problem with execution. There is no point gained by a beautiful throw that misses the target. Look at your health regimen and ask what you can give yourself to improve your well-being. It's the perfect time to make new investments, set specific financial goals, and to engage in any propositions that have come your way that look worthwhile. If you handle money at work, be sure to save a little of this essence's power for your finances on the home front as well. Chances are, there'll be plenty to go around. In the span of just 24 hours, the moon is giving you a window into the coming weeks, and especially when it comes to what is set to become a juggling act between work and play. Before leaving a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart, the moon will align with Jupiter for the last time before he leaves, as well as Neptune, who still in retrograde motion is holding the doors open to the past and second chances. Yet the moon will not only end the day in your busy work sector but will join up with the planets there that are preparing for Jupiter's return. Before leaving your romantic sector today, the moon will align with both Jupiter and Neptune, at an important time for both. This is the moon's last visit before Jupiter leaves, and with Neptune turning direct over the weekend, the last, while between them the planets of luck and dreams are holding the doors open to the past, present and future. Our eyes in the sky. This could be a strenuous day. Be mindful of releasing any tension you might pick up by focusing on your breath and relaxing your shoulders. Problems might appear larger than they actually are at first, so keep a level head if you experience any bumps in the road. Try to understand that you're the victim of projection by others, and don't take their harsh words to heart. The moon in Pisces squares Mercury in Sagittarius, giving you a chance to speak up. In an effort for you to stay focused on your work, you are likely to get misinformation that may throw you off track. If something sounds suspicious, feel free to take the time to double-check it instead of hastily moving on without question. Remember that it's okay to go off script if it helps your emotional state to deviate from your usual routine. Ultimately, the main message is to not be overly critical of or hard on yourself or others. The details you neglected on a recent project are catching up to you and backfiring. You may need to readjust your position today in order to get back on track with the correct procedure. Admit your mistakes instead of covering them up and move on. Dealing with financial matters in a totally relaxed way, others may be stressed and fearful, but you cope with the situation in a straightforward and calm manner. You are courageous enough to act at the right moment and to make profits. Don't overdo it, because pride comes before a fall, and you would ruin all you achieved. Your encounters run smoothly and amicably, like a peaceful flowing river. Family and friends would love to ride this wave with you. You now have the opportunity to resolve old conflicts and hurts and to move forward united. If you are smart about it, you will strengthen ties to your loved ones. Tonight brings a nice, cozy vibe, so plan to stay in for the evening. You'll likely need to recharge after the day is done. After midnight, the Pisces moon squares off with retrograde Mars in Gemini, prompting us to make irrational choices. We believe we are judging a situation accurately, when in truth, we're extra sensitive to small and even imagined slights. This causes us to respond to fictional threats in largely unconscious ways. The assumption that we must defend ourselves through speech may be premature. Keep this in mind before acting or reacting. Work conversations today may be completely over your head. Don't pretend that you know what is going on if you do not. It is better to ask questions than to make believe that you understand when that is not necessarily the case. According to plan, work commitments are easily dealt with, leaving you time to devote to things you're interested in or find more important. Your warm-hearted way of dealing with people you care for assures you the satisfaction and contentment you require, which you get from the affectionate response received in return. In the late afternoon, Mercury in Sagittarius squares off with Neptune in Pisces, exacerbating the day's erratic energy. This is a transit of poor judgment calls. Contractual affairs should be avoided outright. There are likely to be loopholes or vague verbiage that cause us to think we're agreeing to one thing when we are signing on to something quite different. Yet, while we are perhaps more susceptible to manipulation tactics now, given both planets squaring in optimistic, Jupiter-ruled signs, the real enemy is our tendency towards self-deception. We want to believe. The desire to have our biases confirmed places us in a vulnerable position.